smuggling into the country as well, because people don't want to pay the duties. So the borders have been closed, and so now rice is a little bit.
Yeah, rice is up 17.14%.
Yes,
17,500.
So
that's not some good news. Tomato prices is up, rice is up, and you folks are hearing it here on Channels Television. Okay, thank you, Amaka Ajebu. Do have a great day. One of the investment and research analysts at Financial Derivatives Company. Very quickly, look at the market. I'm in love with the market all the time. Yesterday, the oil and gas stocks were part of the rally that we saw, more than 2%. Where are the numbers? Thank you, folks, for bringing it in. We saw 40 oil making a comeback after several sessions of being almost 5%, 43.73. You need to keep your eyes on this stock, 40 oil, one of the integrated energy providers listed on the market. Mobile was unchanged, 332 per share. MRS, 3903. Corn oil, 33.25. And if you flip it, Wando was the big boy on Wednesday. Wando was up 10.13%. That was quite massive. Nearly 8 million ordinary shares of these integrated energy provider. Wando is heading to double digit. 9 Naira 57 kobo was the closing price for Wando on Wednesday. That's 2 days after the company briefed the market about its activities. That's at the stock exchange. Seplat, the only E&P company on our market, 425 at the closing bell. That was a gray, and you find Total up 2.41%. For less than 200,000 shares. Flip that over and you see the figures. In summary, 2.6% for the daily index return. Year to date, the oil and gas has outperformed the market quite massively, 19.3%, and the dividend yield 1.9%. And that's a bit of a summary there. Okay, thank you, folks, for finding that and putting it over there. So put all that at the back of your mind as we start the fourth trading day of the week. We're about half past the hour. Very quickly, I'm going to shoot the first question as far as back to the commodities market and the tomato business, as it were, with Sani Dangote. He's a vice president within the Dangote Group in Nigeria, a company with about 4 of his companies within that group listed on the market and in the agro-allied business. Tomato is one of them. Mr. Dangote, good to have you here.
Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you. So I'm going to shoot the first question. What's your view about this new tomato policy that commenced on Sunday, last week Sunday, the 7th of May?
Well, actually, we thank God for this government, President Buhari, to have this foresight and ensure that he made his promise good, to ensure that he encourages local productivity and create self-sufficiency. And you know that tomato is one of the most simplest things you can talk about in terms of growing and in terms of availability. It grows virtually in every part of this country. You can grow tomato, either in the deep south, maybe in the greenhouses, but in everywhere other than from central to the northern part, you grow that tomato in an open field. And we have the capacity to grow far more than what even we require. We have the capacity within the current land, arable land available to do more than 8 million tons of tomato alone. But due to the post-harvest losses that farmers always encounter, it limits their capacity of growth, because when you grow something and you are losing almost 50% every year and year, you are limited to the kind of volume you want to do. So with this policy, what it does is that it will now enable processors to come in, so that when farmers grow so much, there will be an uptaker from the processing factory that guarantee that that post-harvest losses will be eliminated. That will throw money back to the farmers. It means farmers will make more money. It means farmers will now do more and be able to sell either to the fresh market or to the industrial market. So both ways, a farmer will not lose his efforts and the crop. And what it does also, it ensures that Nigeria will be self-sufficient. Within the next 2-3 years, I assure Nigerians that they will see Nigeria will not have to import a single tin or drum of tomato paste or concentrate in this country, because there's no big science about converting fresh tomato into the paste. It's only evaporation of the water, and now you leave the solid and you pack it in a drum, in a plastic or aseptic bag. That's all it takes about
so the technology is relatively simple.
It's relatively simple, and the industry you can invest from maybe even $1 million to $100 million, depending on your capacity you want to. You can even set a mobile processing unit that you can go from one small little farm, you process it for your local area consumption, community. But without this policy, there's no way people or companies or individual or corporate will invest billions or millions into processing without the assurance that the policy will give them the ability to recoup back their investment. Once you can allow imports to come in at a cheaper rate. In 2014, 2015, the price of tomato paste from international market was double of this price today. The moment Nigeria started talking about putting policy, one of the greatest, biggest exporter dropped the price by half. And that's what we're facing to the price about 600 from what it used to be at 1,400 just in the last 2 days. So they will create a situation where the Nigerians, or even not only Nigeria, in the whole of sub-Saharan Africa, there's nobody producing concentrate in any sizable level. The only country that does so is Senegal at about maybe 10-15% of their demand, because they do not have the same kind of arable land and the dams, the irrigation scheme that Nigeria has. We have over 200 dams within the country. So we have so much land that we can grow this tomato throughout the year if we really encourage the system.
I'm beginning to see the connection between tomato and jollof rice.
Yes.
Yes. You can see the connection.
You can see,
yes.
The issue is about also what really this policy stands to do is to encourage farmers to do more in tomato and also earn so much money. I can tell you it's one of the most profitable crop that farmers can earn money for, more than rice, more than wheat, more than anything else. But they've been denied for decades because there's no processing facility, and they are every year facing billions of naira losses just because we want to encourage somebody to import it from another country and dilute it and repackage in small sachet and sell it at over 300% margin, where it is to actually deterrent of our farmers. They are permanently in poverty. They're in the same cycle of losses and so on.
Let's continue to have this. Let's continue this conversation after the break. Sani Dangote, Vice President at Dangote Group. We'll be back in 2.